welcome to the Fighting Couch Potatoes podcast. Today I am joined by Kadawfi Crush.
Catch a fairy with a net, put her in a bottle.
And Liquid Gold Steve.
If I was in the dark world, what character would I be?
I'll tell you who you'd be. You'd
Who?
be the damn, what? You'd be the bully. You'd be the bully who, like, got stuck outside the damn first portal for the dark world, who's chasing that fucking, like, little munchkin around.
Now. I think you a little too linear on this one, MattMatt. Let me try to jump in with this one.
All right.
I think because it's a Nintendo game and some of Mario's assets do show up,
Yes, they do.
I think you'd be a thwomp.
What's
You'd be the brick.
What's a thwomp?
You know a thwomp?
You know, I'm gonna let him do it. Hey, I'm about to get a fuck you, Kadawfi. So, Matt.
Oh, yeah. And I'm MattMatt, and a public service announcement for everybody. Pumpkin spice coffee is trash. You heard it here first. So today,
In the middle of fall,
fuck them motherfuckers. That pumpkin spice bullshit. That shit nasty. So today we are talking about.
Fuck you, Kadawfi.
That shit's funny. I saw it pop up on his phone, and Steve's a. So today we are talking about Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past. I've been kind of excited for this episode for a while now. I played A Link to the Past for the first time a year ago when I got my Switch, because I wasn't really a Nintendo kid growing up. I had the Wii, I had an SNES back in the day, had an NES for a while, but was never really into the, like, besides Mario, you know, because everyone's played Mario, everyone's played Tetris, which Tetris you'll get lost in. Had a Game Boy, stuff like that. But I never really got into Legend of Zelda. And I had gotten Breath of the Wild, and one of my buddies had told me, you know, you should probably try A Link to the Past. Like, because there's a huge difference between 2D Zelda and 3D Zelda. A fucking massive difference. Like, I tried A Link to the Past, and I liked it so much that I really want to try Link's Awakening. The remake they have on the Switch, but I'm just not willing to pay that much money for it because Nintendo doesn't like to lower their prices on any fucking game that comes out ever. Anyway, Kadawfi, when was the first time you played A Link to the Past?
So because I'm old enough to have been around for the Super Nintendo's release and all that fun stuff, I think it was like maybe a year or two. I'm not really sure what year it was, man. I was like in the second grade when the first time I saw A Link to the Past. It's also the first time I ever saw Metroid around the same time, and Street Fighter, and you know, this is where a lot of the bread and butter starts. You know,
you're talking Super Metroid, right?
Yep. Yep, Super Metroid on the Super NES, the SNES, the SNES. So yeah, the first time I played Zelda was in like second grade, and it was Link to the Past.
Yep.
And
were you ever victim of any of those? Hey, if you go do this, you'll get this in this game.
Not in Zelda. No, not in Zelda. My aunt Tammy, she was the one responsible for like most of the Super Nintendo games that came in the house, and she was really into Zelda. I'm not sure from where, like if she had played the original before or not, I'm not sure, but I knew she was really into it. And for the longest time, like everybody else in the world, I thought Link's name
was Zelda.
Yeah, just like everybody else, it happened.
Why the hell ain't it Legend of Link?
And I was like in all honesty, I honestly couldn't even read the name that good. Like the case Zelda, like I couldn't really read that shit that good at the time. So it was like, when I finally figured it out, I was like, why is his name? Isn't that a girl's name? I was always confused.
Wait a minute.
No, his name is in the. His name's in the
title.
In the title.
A Link to the Past.
A Link to the Past.
It's a play on words.
Haha. So yeah, Steve.
My first time.
What was your first time ever playing the game, man?
My first time playing Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past. I was 26 years old.
Mm.
I ain't never played this game. I played this game for
4 hours.
it was longer than that. It was like 6. Played a full straight 6. Wasn't too long. We made it all through the we made it to the other world, to the dark world. I think we beat 2 dungeons. So I'm putting this on record. I have not beat Legend of Zelda Link to the Past. But I will say Legend of Zelda Link to the Past was a good game to play. And I played it on the Nintendo Switch.
Which online, gotta love it. Gotta love that shit.
So Kadawfi has a SNES, a SNES. He was playing Zelda earlier. He dies, and I'm like, rewind it, man.
Man, that's what's fucked up, you know, because, like, if we're going by Wreck-It Ralph rules with video games, like, when you die and you're playing Switch Online, you rewind, it's almost to them like you just went Ultra Instinct on them. Like, they can't dodge this.
I know, I hit him. Why? I heard the death kill. I heard the death kill sound. What the hell?
Like, I won't lie, I did use the rewind feature quite often because I was getting pissed off. Because it was like, and that's the fucked up part about it, is I would use the rewind feature, and then the game would be like say you saw the things that were like the fireballs that follow you, right?
Fireballs that follow you?
They're like worm type things, but they're fireballs. I don't know if you ever saw that, or even better, the boss with the sandworms, right?
I know what you're talking about.
The sandworms would jump out the ground.
Not fireballs.
Well, I'm saying another example of it.
I think he's talking about the ones that were like
I know what you're talking about.
in the desert, and they shot the little red balls at you.
No. I'm not talking about that.
Those I thought are tremors.
Not the claw things.
No,
he's talking about the shit that you were hitting.
They're like snakes, but they're made of fire. That's Dark World. He didn't see that.
Yeah. Those aren't. They're like big centipede caterpillar.
Whatever they're made of fire. But like, so like there was boss fights I do like the damn sandworms, and I'd shoot an arrow and I'd get one and it'd go back in and then it'd pop up right next to me and smack me, and then I'd rewind and move out the way and then it'd pop out another place and hit me anyway. Like,
because honestly,
the game was like, fuck you, man, you getting this shit.
No, it's honestly the game not recognizing you rewinding it and then random generating a spot for it because you're closer to that spot.
There were many a times that
I die and then rewind. But continuing on, this game is this is a good, from what I experienced, it's a good game. I don't know how great it is because all I've heard is opinions and lore about the game.
Yeah, it's super fun. Especially once you learn how to bully things. Like, I bullied 2 bosses into submission. I bullied Crush, you might know more about this than Steve will. Blind, the thief.
Oh yeah.
So I bullied that motherfucker into submission.
Smoke Blind.
So like what I did was I went, you get the girl out the cell, because that's how it works. I found the boss room at the start of the level, or like not the start of the level. I went through the dungeon, found the boss room, checked my map, and I'm like, what the fuck? Where's he at? Left, took a left again, and then went around and found a girl in the dungeon, and then brought her back to the boss room, and she turned into the boss of the dungeon.
I've heard about this. And
I used the cane of I can't remember what it's called, the cane of something, but it puts light around you.
Oh yeah.
And apparently that thing boxes over and over again. So I put them into a corner, and then fucking bah, 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 and I'm sitting there swinging my fucking master sword too. So I'm just bullying it.
Just wear her ass out.
Dude, it split into 3 different ones, and I ignored the other 2 heads that were floating around. I was just beating the shit out of the other one.
Don't worry about that. I want you in your dress.
That that and the dungeon where you get the hook shot.
Mm-hmm.
The boss that was covered in damn
eyeballs.
Yeah, I I was full health because I figured out I could take fairies, put them in bottles and shit.
Yeah.
And like, I went in there, and when you're full health, if you have the Master Sword, when you swing your sword, you shoot fireballs.
Yep,
right?
like a ring of energy.
So, dude, I used the hook shot, pulled one out, and it fucking
Oh man!
And just, I killed every single one, and then got the thing into a corner and just beat its ass. Like that's I like 3D Zelda games like Breath of the Wild. That's a lot of fun, but you can't bully things unless you really know how to. Which that one takes a minute to figure out. But when it's like 2D side scrollers and action RPGs like Secret of Mana, Legend of Zelda, stuff like that, not Fire Emblem,
and it just lets you swing your sword,
and they just let you beat the shit out of them,
just like just as fast as you can tap the button.
Going back to the cane that you were using the Branner cane?
The Briner cane, yeah. So like, there's two magic items in the game that give you invulnerability. Technically, like that's what their purpose is. Besides the hook shot will give it to you while you're doing the action. There's the magic cape, and then there's the cane.
That cape is where it's at.
I never got it.
For real?
Never went and got.
Oh man!
Dude, no. I never got
that cape. Is where it's at. Like I don't think you can, but I don't use that fucking cane unless I got to.
Mm-hmm.
But that cape, just because.
Well, my biggest issue with the game was how they gave you all the good shit at the end of the game. Like when they let you when they gave me the mirror shield, I was fucking everything up with that mirror shield. I was sending lasers back into people. And like it took forever to get that thing. I didn't even know that you could upgrade your shield into a red shield. I found that out afterward. I got the tempered sword, and I just think it's bullshit that the game gives you the blue tunic and the ice palace, and the game's like, okay, you're in the final boss area. Here's the best armor in the game. There you go. Use it for 3 rooms and then fight Ganon.
That's when you need it.
Well, I realized, but I could have used that shit to bully more characters.
You weren't supposed to bully people.
I fuck that.
You had finally achieved your final challenge, and here you are for finally getting this far. This is like, like the build up. Like once you finally got the best shit, like playing Resident Evil and you walk in a room full of ammo.
Or Doom. Doom's the same way. You know how you know there's a boss fight coming? Health drops and ammo drops.
But when there's ammo in a lot of room, that's what Resident Evil says. Hey, there's a boss coming through.
No. That's what I was saying.
Resident Evil is infamous for handing you a rocket launcher before the final boss.
That's or during the final boss. That's where like do it at is during, like when you're fighting the tyrant or when you're fucking playing Resident Evil 4.
Mm-hmm.
Like baby girl Ada come through and kick a rocket launcher. Like she could have just used it. She could have just used it, but she's like, "Here's my helicopter ride. I'm not going to give you a ride. See you later. Here's a fucking rocket launcher. Handle business. Yeah. Catch you later, Leon." Like jackass.
Well, that's what's cool.
Hold on.
Oh, go ahead, Steve. I'm sorry.
When I saw the magic cape, I thought of Harry Potter.
Yeah, but Harry Potter's whack. I'm gonna go on record. I think Harry Potter and Friends are whack.
We done did some pumpkin spice coffee.
I'm not disagreeing with you. It just reminded me of Harry Potter.
I feel you.
Harry Potter could beat Superman. If we're going by the rules.
If we're going by rules, Superman is the only person who would legitimately get fucked up in Harry Potter world, in Hogwarts.
He would get.
What's the name of his world?
He would get.
What's the name of the world? Not the Muggle world, but the other world.
Earth.
No, like what's the name of the? He doesn't just go to Hogwarts. There's a
Hogsmeade.
Is that the name of the?
I guess so.
Country.
That's what. No, that's the town next to Hogwarts. It's Hogsmeade.
What's the name of the?
Fuck if I know.
All right.
I've just played the games.
Harry Potter world.
But also, the magic. It was the magic cape and the flute. Did anybody get the flute?
I got the flute.
Always.
When they gave me fast travel, that was a wrap. I went everywhere and found all the secrets. Like the cave next to Sanctuary, not next to Sanctuary, the cave next to your house that like spawns 4 fairies for you.
Mm-hmm.
Like I immediately went and got that shit.
Like in the playthrough that I'm playing now, I haven't really gotten that far because like I beat this shit a bunch. Like I beat this shit a bunch over the years. Like I was just kind of playing to get my hands rewarm on it, but yeah, the flute, that's like one of my favorite things to get in the game. And I mean, I know it's the flute there, but like it helps us get the ocarina later in Zelda, the Ocarina of Time.
Which it isn't a flute. It's actually an ocarina.
It's an ocarina, but it's a flute.
Because people be like, the fuck is an ocarina?
But fucking encyclopedia that bitch.
Now, I will admit, back to bullying.
Hold on. Go ahead. You guys are messing up. You ain't talking about the best item or the best
You've been
weapon.
asking us questions, and we've been answering in this. What?
Wrong. Objection.
Like
It's overruled.
What? Ooh, Nani?
I said, hit me.
All I gotta say,
the boomerang.
The boomerang. Oh, God.
Boomerang in any Zelda game is one of my favorite weapons in any Zelda game. I love to chop somebody with a boomerang. Like, there's something satisfying about hitting somebody with a boomerang in a video game, but Link to the Past, when they get stunned, I just feel like they're just, like, you hit them in their medulla oblongata. Like, like you just fucking just crushed them. They're just like, man.
Well, that's like,
I'm surprised
you can use boomerangs.
You did use in Secret of Mana a throw.
I sure
it's
use
a boomerang
because I like boomerangs in
now,
video games.
They do have boomerangs in Breath of the Wild. I haven't played Tears of the Kingdom. Before anyone gets mad, I haven't fucking played it yet. I'm still trying to be Breath of the Wild. But like they do give you boomerangs that are made of Mochlin, like or they call Moblin arms and shit, where you can toss them and shit. And like you have to actually catch them. So like it'll throw out, it'll hit the person. And when it comes back, if you don't press the button, it's going to fly right past you.
No shit.
Yeah, you have to physically catch that shit.
No
which,
shit.
I'll be honest, boomerangs are fun, but I get so much more satisfaction in that game out of throwing claymores at people's heads because you can just throw your fucking weapon, no matter what it is. The Master Sword,
Breath of the Wild.
Dude, like you can get, what is it? You can get halberds, and you are tossing things like spears, like fucking.
Oh, beautiful.
And I mean, fucking them motherfuckers up.
I'm gonna play Breath of the Wild and get me a trident. There's got to be a trident somewhere.
There is.
Gotta be.
Oh my God.
I know. You know how I am about tridents.
Now, the funniest thing with that is like if you hit a skeleton, their heads fall off and their body starts running around looking for the head. So like you can pick up their head and run away with it. Like Link with the fucking things above it. Dude, that shit is funny because they're sitting there chasing you and you got their head in your hands and like you just walk to a cliff and Link doesn't just throw it. He just fucking tosses it forward and kicks it.
Fuck you, pal.
See, that's what I'm saying. It's like man, Link is a bully.
As the wars get worse, Link gets because like Link in Link to the Past isn't so much of a bully. Ocarina of Time, he's not so much of a bully. Little bit in Majora's Mask. You can do some heinous shit to people. You can dual wield in that one.
Man, that's what I think. I think that's why they don't, because the way like Legend of Zelda's story works is some games are direct sequels, right?
Right.
Like A Link to the Past, they have a direct sequel, which is A Link Between Worlds.
Link's Awakening.
Link's Awakening is different.
Link's Awakening is a direct sequel to Link to the Past.
I thought it was just A Link Between Worlds.
Because that's like the same dude.
Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah. Because A Link Between Worlds is later on where you can see the legend of what happened.
Because I think Oracles, I think is supposed to be a sequel from A Link to the A Link's Awakening. Oracles is supposed to. I think he's the only one. This particular Link is the only one that has has three games. Yeah. The rest of them are either just one game or two games.
Or they show up as like a spirit or something, like with Twilight Princess, I think it is.
Right, but that's
Majora's Mask. That one shows up as Hero Time.
Yeah, that's Ocarina of Time's Link, and he's
dead.
Well, yeah, I mean, he's old. He's the hero tale, and he's also the child timeline where he stayed, where Zelda brought him back, and let him get his time back, and he grew up as he became one of her soldiers and shit. Yeah, one of her captains and stuff.
Yeah, I was looking at the timelines when it comes to Zelda, and that shit's more confusing than Halloween. Like seriously, man, because like no, hear me out. So like you have Link to the Past, Link's Awakening, like you said, and A Link Between Worlds, right? Which those are the same world. Then you have stuff like Ocarina of Time. How do you say
Ocarina?
Ocarina? I keep saying Ocarina. Ocarina.
All right.
Ocarina of Time.
Ocarina.
Ocarina.
You ever just like never mind. Go ahead.
Ocarina of Time. That's wrong. Whatever.
It's
and
right.
then Majora's Mask, right? So like Majora's Mask takes place after I think Link loses against Ganon at the end.
No, after he wins.
After he wins. And then because when he loses, that's how you get Breath of the Wild.
That's how we get
Link to the Past
also.
Mm.
Yeah. Like it's like I think that timeline, because of the hero losing, it splits it like 3 times.
Yeah.
So like it's not just like the blah and the blah. It's like the child timeline, the adult timeline, because that guy still exists.
Yeah.
And then it's the defeated hero, like where the hero, the fallen champion timeline.
Yeah. Well,
which leaves everything fucked up.
Like I said, the fucking timelines are weird on that shit, and it's all over the place. But like what I was getting at earlier when I brought this up is like, could you imagine if they did like Mario and it's just like the same Link over and over again? Like nowadays, he'd be out there like the Doomslayer, fucking ripping motherfuckers' heads off.
Like if
like Ganon, I don't want to do this shit with you
if
again.
It was legit the same dude going through all the. Oh my god! Like oh my god! That's the Link that can turn into paper. That's the Link that he's got the mirror to transfer dark world, light world. Well, it'll become the golden world at that point. So whatever fucking power ups he gets from that shit, and then Link with all the masks of Majora. Oh my god! He would have the fierce deities mask and he would have Majora's mask itself. He would.
Oh my god!
He'd be able to turn into the wolf. And then like he'd have that flying bird thing and fucking oh my god, that dude would be fucking. And he'd have the Tony Hawk thing where it's like a big gear and he can like skateboard on a big ass gear. Oh, and he'd have the big chain and ball, and oh my god, that guy he'd be somebody the fuck else, like the one and true Link.
Oh my god.
Could he beat Mario?
Could he beat Mario?
Shit, Mario's getting ass whooped.
All right. All Mario never changes. So put all Mario's things versus
Mario's hands are in fact rated E for everyone. So, I mean, saves the princess on Friday, goes and has his fucking party on Saturday, and then they start driving on Sunday.
So if it's the one true Link, this one true Link is also the same Link from Four Swords. It's not shadow clone jutsu. It's literal other me's fucking you up. It is
we the mouth.
It is my absolute favorite move from Pokemon. Beat up. Only in Pokemon Soul Silver, but it's the one where you call out your entire team of Pokemon in your fucking not the ones out the box, just the ones on your hip. And you call all 6 of them out and they all get one lick. They all get one fucking.
Everyone just stomps the motherfucker out.
Please tell me that's a dark move.
Yes.
Yes.
It doesn't.
Yes.
It doesn't work that way after Soul Silver. Doesn't work that way.
Like, it literally was like, you can't do this.
You shouldn't do that. Like, this is a fucking Eevee.
I tell you what.
I bet you this. I bet your ass would set the team with the person first. Like, you have to make the first person first, obviously. But the rest of the team is like set to like weakest to strongest or stomping.
So the way I used to do it,
you just see your other Pokemon on the sidelines, just eyeing them, like spreading around, trying to wait up to sneak up on them.
It's like the way I used to do it is I like to leave one Pokemon out for as long as possible.
Okay.
I do switch if they're getting fucked up or if I got a bad matchup, but if it just so happened that Machamp's at the end of the line, if it just so fucking happens and Houndoom is at the front of the line, it just so happens, because I like heavy hitters in Pokemon. I like guys who have like a lot of defense, a lot of strength. Speed, I'm not really that concerned about.
Okay.
Which seems like that's why I get my ass kicked online.
If you can't hit nothing, then
yeah, you get your ass kicked on. But I like fucking wiping shit out after they thought they had a chance.
You like doing the Ichiro then? Oh, this is what you thought? Oh, okay.
Oh, let me show you what's really up.
Here, my Machamp always has cross chop and counter. Just saying. And counter.
You got a 50-50 chance.
Hold on. So I got to ask a question before we get back to Link to the Past. How much was that percentage? Like, how often would beat up happen? Like, could it fail?
I never failed it.
Oh, okay.
But I mean, I'm sure it wasn't 100%. Probably like an 80 or a 70 maybe.
Oh,
that'd be like, funnier than shit. All of your Pokemon come out and they all whiff.
We gonna stomp his ass. Bam, 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 bam.
Eevee unlocked Ultra Instinct. Oh my god,
that was good. That was really good.
Why is it that every time we talk about someone just dodging real good, it's like Ultra Instinct? Oh, they got Ultra Instinct.
Honestly, before Ultra Instinct, there really wasn't like one solid way to say it. Yeah. It was like, oh, that motherfucker was a ninja about that or some shit.
Now he got Ultra Instinct.
Yeah,
oh my god. Oh, when them fucking violins come up. Oh my god, I remember that shit.
Yeah, y'all motherfuckers thought them trumpets was something.
Woo! Anyway. So back to Link to the Past. Steve, did you have any like favorite puzzles that you got to see while you was doing, the light world?
I wouldn't say favorite puzzles, but learning that how the puzzles work in Link to the Past is kind of it was kind of exciting because I told Crush and I've told you, MattMatt, that I might have told you, but the floors being not just like if there's an opening in the floor and it looks like death, it's not death. It might be death.
Oh my god! But there was so many times I just jump into the hole. I'd come back with lower health and just rewind it so I get my hearts back.
But like learning that that different floors work, like you can go into different floors, you can learn secrets from just falling through the floor. Mm-hmm. The bombs against walls, like seeing the little crack and like having an opening, that was cool because like they're not making the puzzles like in your face. Like you have to look. Some are made for the game, and some you have to find out in the world.
Well, yeah, that's because Nintendo's really like that nowadays, where they hold your hand. Back in these days, where it's a fucking 5-hour game that cost how much was it? Like back in the day?
Shit, probably like 60.
Yeah,
like Nintendo games,
And that was when you were a kid, and like we've all had the same thing. It's like you got a game before like trading the GameStop and everything became a thing. Which don't do that because that shit sucks nowadays too. You got a game at your birthday and at Christmas. Maybe you got 2 at Christmas, and that's all you had for the year. And you got so good at them games that that was it.
Double Dragon 5.
Mine was SpongeBob Battle Bikini Bottom.
But I mean,
I got so good at that game.
With Double Dragon 5, I also got Saturday Night Slam Masters.
Like seriously, and that's what the thing is with Link to the Past. Like it'll kind of tell you what's going on, but you got to figure it out for yourself. Like there was like when I said I got to the walkthrough, I wasn't sitting there doing the walkthrough like step by step. But if I get stuck, I'd be like, all right, go what the fuck's going on? And the game's like, oh yeah, use the hook shot. Like I use the hook shot mostly as a weapon. I kept completely forgetting that you could use that shit to cross gaps. Like the bridge on Death Mountain. Like it took me forever to figure that out because I'm like, damn, how the fuck do I fix this fucking bridge? And it was like, use the fucking hook shot.
That was like
dipshit.
That was like Steve in Dead Space with the box.
Oh my god, the game just gave you telekinesis, man. I'll walk through it. Fuck them up.
This box
I'm gonna
is
use no. Even better, he didn't do that. He used a dead body that he telekinesed. That's how telekinesis. Yep. That's a new word of the day. And pushed it into the box to move it out the way. I don't know how to do it. If I can move out the way.
I had something.
You did?
I had something.
Oh.
And like,
yeah, it was
like the old telekinesis got in the way, huh?
That's what's fucked up because like
force powers jumped in the way,
and it worked because Steve could figure out how to break games and make it work to his advantage.
Yeah, that shit. Like I would have loved to have watched you play Zelda. To have watched you sat and played Zelda. Like that's the one thing I kind of missed. That like I probably should have been there to laugh about because like I'm sure both of you boys did some goofy ass shit. Because I mean, then again, I like know this game. I like know the shit out of this game, and you know.
I'm gonna be honest. The reason about the puzzles and you were talking about how the game doesn't hold your hand and kind of tell you where to go. It kind of tells you where to go, but in like different ways, not just go here. After playing Dark Souls, because I never played a game before that like that. Like I've always had some kind of linear, like objective
go straight
to go somewhere. And after playing Dark Souls, like I've always looked at a video game different, and I wonder how many video games are like that from back in the day.
A lot, where they don't hold your hand. Like Secret of Mana didn't really hold your hand.
And I thought of Secret of Mana a lot in this Link to the Past.
I mean, not to trip or nothing like that, but because I'm more familiar with the hardware and blah blah blah, I held your hand for like the first half of Secret of Mana until we got where I had never played it before. And I was like, all right, guys.
And then we started bullying bosses.
All right, guys, it's up to you. And I mean, y'all did great. Y'all kicked ass.
No, because
Power slide. Power slide. Earth slide. Matt, quit casting spells, man.
I keep charging up my fucking head. That's because of you.
And he murdered him.
And then y'all wouldn't even get hints in. I'd solo bosses. Fuck you, Fumble was the shit.
We let him have too much mana. We should have never bought them fucking herbs or whatever it was. It wasn't the candy. It was the I forgot what it was. The fairy nuts.
Oh God.
No,
I'll get 4. Actually, I'll get 3. Matt, you can't have one. You can use 1.
It was the warrior panties.
Oh,
you mean the ones Neko still has in his pocket?
So, Matt, since you got a chance to like play through the game and still pick up a lot of the cool items that you had there, what was one of your favorite items in the game?
Oh, the fucking hook shot.
Straight like that was
the hook shot was like they handed me that shit, and I figured out that it had the same like abilities as the boomerang to stun people, but like a way longer reach.
Yeah,
dude, like this is how this game would go: hook shot, slice. Or either that, or I kind of got good with the bow. The only time I suffered with the bow was turning.
Yeah,
because there's something about games like top-down fucking games like this where you think you're turning one way, but you're not, and you're shooting the wrong fucking way.
Yeah.
Like, I tell you what, there was times where I rewound just to save an arrow.
Just to save an arrow.
Just to save an arrow.
You can just cut the grass.
Huh?
You can just cut the grass.
Fuck it.
There's all kinds of shit in the
I
grass.
can just press L2 and R2 at the same time and rewind it a couple frames.
That's one thing I think y'all missed with the was that grind. That actual disappointment when you died or when you missed a shot. I think y'all missed that, but I mean, to the core, you guys got to play Legend of Zelda, and I think that shit's like, I think it's dope that you can play it on new consoles without like having to like mod it or get a ROM and shit like that. Like it's ported over by the proper people, you know, on good ass hardware with new little features here and there.
Take it on the go.
You know,
that Switch is like the perfect RPG machine, which Nintendo. Can I come here real quick? Put fucking Pokemon, the old Pokemon, on the Switch.
No, that ain't gonna happen. You tripping?
Like they have Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl.
Yeah,
but they don't have Diamond and Pearl.
But because you pick that shit up on your other console.
They put Pokemon Stadium 1 and 2.
No, see, this is where you fucking up at. This is where you fucking up Nintendo's game. Well,
Fuck them motherfuckers.
Nintendo and Game Freak's fucking playing. This is where you fucking it up at. All right. So, if I had a Pidgey from my Pokemon Red cartridge, and I wanted to get that Pidgey, all the way up to Brilliant and Diamond Mega Pearl, whatever the fuck those games are called, I can do that. But only by buying all of Nintendo's convoluted pieces and parts to all of the consoles in between the fucking Game Boy Pocket and the Switch. Like,
I'm gonna ruin your day real quick. They have that on the Switch. It's
talking about the
Pokemon
Home.
Yep, you can do that now. But
like you can't get you still have to get from your Game Boy.
Yeah,
you have to get up to the Switch from your Game Boy if you're gonna trade the same. I mean, it's one of those things. Like if you want one of your old bitches, then
but man,
go to flea markets, motherfucker, and get all the shit you need.
Like you have everything handed to you. You have a Game Boy Color and Game Boy Advance on that shit. You have Pokemon Snap, Stadium, Pokemon the trading card game, but you can't give us the RPG. Like, we're going to have some issues, Nintendo. We're going to fight. Y'all probably going to win because, y'all got Lil Mac on y'all side.
They're never going to give you or the fandom what they asked for with Pokemon. Like, the big experience, everybody, they're never going to do it. It's never going to happen. And I'll go on record saying this, and this shit will be announced tomorrow. Like Pokemon, fucking VR, and it's a real game, and you can actually catch shit and go hunting in the
Pokemon Go.
No. That's not the experience people ask for.
It's works. The one they got, but they like it.
It suffices, but it's not the experience that it's like you want to play a game where you have to go hunt down Pokemon to catch them and train them, and you want to see what it looks like to fucking teach your Pokemon a new technical move. You want to see what it means to take a fucking Diglett and teach him, because this one dumbass Diglett doesn't have dig yet, and you gotta teach.
That's your whole thing.
And when he's learning Fury Swipes, you have to have like a little animation of him like, oh shit, he's gaining a new move in combat, and it's just like, oh, I can fucking do this.
No. Side note, I just thought about this. I have, like, as long as Pokemon Go has been out, I have not had this thought ever, but I'm mad that I haven't because I just realized something. So Pokemon Go, I know this is an episode about Links to the Past, but I'm going on a tangent real quick. Pokemon Go is a game where you go out, you collect Pokemon, you have gyms out and about in real life places, you can have battles out and about, like, with real people. Do you ever think, like, somebody pulls up in the parking lot with their homies, just like Brock and Misty out there, and it's like, hey, I got my Pikachu, let me fight you, like the gym leader and everything? You ever think the gym leader is like a sore loser and is like, all right, run them hands for real?
I'm glad you said that. Now, I played Pokemon Go way back when it first came out. So to my understanding, the shit's mad different than what it is now. But people would sit there and fight over the gym. Like, like they'd be 20 people standing there around the gym.
Yeah, I remember that.
And be like, I'm going to get to the top. And the one guy get to the top, and like, there'd be one guy who was like impossible to beat. They'd be like, where the fuck did he get those from? And everybody would disperse. And you'd be like, yep, waiting. But like, on the other hand, in Pokemon itself, whether it be the game or the cartoons, the anime, the manga, blah, blah, blah. The way it's supposed to work is when you show up to a gym, like, you register your Pokemon. Like, you put them in the little thing, and it's like, all right, cool, this is your Pokemon that you're bringing to the gym. You're 5, you're 6, you're 3, you're 1, whatever the fuck you got. This is what you're bringing. And it gives the gym leader an idea of how strong you are. So it's like, all right, cool. He's like a level 10 trainer, just so to speak. He's like a level 10 trainer. I'll bring out my level 15 Pokemon, and I'll dust your ass. But in a lot of the games, you can go back and refight the gym leaders. Like, after you become the champion and open up different shit, meet them out in town and have conversations, whatever. You can go out and do shit. The gym leaders, sometimes you can fight them, and they'll go, oh, Oh, you thought you was a real one. You thought you was that dude. Well, and they bring out their real Pokemon. And it's like sometimes they still even have a step above that. Like, man, I was still fucking with you. Hold on. Let me get the real shit out.
I got Mewtwo in the back.
And it's like, how you got 3 Machamps?
How you got 3 Machamps?
Why do you have 3 of them?
Machamp, use like, jump.
Bro, is that a Gengar? What? Why is your Gengar a different color than mine? Oh shit! What kind of skill is that? Like, they do crazy shit sometimes.
Alrighty. Now that we're done with Pokemon and how Nintendo's fucking up and people fighting for real out in real life, Pokemon Go. So I'm gonna get to some of my gripes about Legend of Zelda. Well, not really gripes, more like stuff I noticed and then like stuff that kind of made me mad. You did say something earlier. I won't point this out. How you were saying that there's a lot of references to other Nintendo games in Link to the Past. Like there's a house that has Mario's picture on the wall.
Yep.
There's a real deal chain chomp in Ganon's Tower. Like there's a bunch of them motherfuckers, and I'll tell you what, they hate Link's ass.
That picture on the wall, if you go up to it and grab it and pull it, you get money.
Oh, I didn't know that.
You get paper.
I didn't know that.
You get some bread out here.
But some of my gripes. I was not a fan of the areas that were in the dark.
No?
Like it was cool at first, but like this is more like towards the end of the game where we started introducing everything that you've seen so far, the spikes, the floors that move, stuff like that, the holes, and then you make it dark and you give me no torches to light out and about. Fuck you.
You got a little light source. You just gotta take your time,
dude.
You're a miner.
I abused that rewind button right there. I did. I won't lie. Like I'd hear just whoop. I'd hear that shit. Yeah, straight up. And then like ooh, this one I find it funny now, but it pissed me off when it was at the time. The dungeon that the hand followed you all the way through. The one where you stood still too long and the hand would drop out of the sky.
You got to see the hand finally. We talked about that earlier before about like how Legend of Zelda had the hand that'll chase you.
Dude, like
the hand scary as shit, bro.
Like sometimes I'd be sitting there and I try to avoid the hand and he'd like grab me by my cap and pull me back underneath and pull me to the start of the dungeon. Like I think that was the woods. That was the Dead Woods. Or the Skull Woods, sorry.
Yeah. The ones that used to be the Lost Woods.
Mm-hmm. Like, I like the game because they worked with what they had at the time, right? Like, if you see the Dark World versus the Light World, like with the woods no longer had the logs that you'd walk through. They were long skeletons,
right?
That you'd walk through. It was the same thing, kind of different.
I'm gonna jump in on you real quick.
Go ahead.
They didn't work with what they had. It wasn't one of those cases. It was actually like Nintendo supersized the cart that Legend of Zelda was going to come on. Mm-hmm. So that way they had like double the space to work with. Mm-hmm. That's why
they packed a lot into a little system.
Like most of the games on Super Nintendo are not like that fucking big. Like you got your Super Mario, your Metroid, what the hell is it? It's one that I got. ActRaiser. Like those things are big as shit. But like
Fatal Fury
is not that big.
It's like half the cart.
It's a standard cart. Even that Dragon Ball game I have, Legend of the Super Saiyans, a standard cart size. Mm-hmm. But like something like Legend of Zelda, it's a beefier chip. Mm-hmm. They doubled the capacity, the memory.
I know that they overlapped Light World and Dark World. Mm-hmm. It wasn't just purely two different places.
Right.
It was pure. The map was slapped on top of the map.
It was a mirror world.
Yeah.
Which was really cool. Like I was saying, is like there was things out and about that was really cool. That like stuff you did in the Dark World affected the Light World, and vice versa. Like the guy with the flute, the guy where it was like you find him. That actually kind of made me sad. That was one of those moments in games where like you get submerged in like the moment, and it was like, hey, I can't use my flute anymore. I used to love doing it, and like I can't do this anymore. I'm dying. because the guy was fucking turning into a tree.
Yeah.
And like he's like, here, take the shovel, go find my flute, and bring it back to me. And like you skip over to the light world, and if you skip over to the light world from like in front of that trunk, you can find someone in the other world, like a sprite playing the flute, and he'll disappear. And then you go and you dig up a fucking flute, bring it back, and it's like, I can't play it. Can you play it for me? And then after you're done playing, he like, thank you, and just fucking turns into a tree.
Yep.
Like that was one of them, because like I'm sitting there like, damn, I can't help you.
They replayed a moment like that in one of the other Zelda games. I think it was Ocarina of Time.
Mm-hmm.
I think when you're in the Lost Woods and you run into the dude playing the music, playing his ocarina, and he disappears on you. They revisit that again, but like you don't get to do much with him.
Yeah.
Wink, wink. Steve, you were about to say something.
I was talking about traversal, like doing stuff as MattMatt said in Light World or the Dark World corresponded with each other, and it helped with traversal, like how a dungeon, if you fall through the wood, the floor, you might get on the second floor, you might die, but it's in that same concept of what you do in the Dark World helps you in the Light World. He said what I was going to say. He took my fucking thought. It was just like
that's what he said too.
Like it was pretty cool.
You gonna say pretty cool one more time?
It was a pretty cool game. Like I thought it was cool how when you did get to Ganon's tower, after you got all the pretty cool. After you got all the pretty cool. After you got all the crystals and you could open up the final dungeon and get to Ganon's tower, you had 3 bosses from the Light World that you revisited.
Yeah.
Like, and that was before you fought Ganon. Because he was like the big bad at the final battle and all that.
Right, because like you had to fight
you had to fight the soldiers, you had to fight the sandworms again, and you had to fight the wizard again.
Right.
Which, you know, weren't shit as soon as like you figure out that Link has all his shit now. Like I was saying earlier, it was like they gave me all my shit.
So you were saying that you were overpowered by the end of the game, right? And you said you got the tempered sword.
I did not get the other sword.
You did not get the red sword.
This is the golden sword. Because you have to give the
That's right, golden, because the dwarves make it
the tempered sword
red, and then the dwarves.
Yeah. Well, it's like the
fairy turns it fucking gold.
The silver arrows and stuff like that. I didn't get that neither.
Because like that gold sword, hot damn, that gold sword. I tell you, when I first learned that you could upgrade your weapons was with the what the fuck do you call it? The boomerang.
You get the magic boomerang.
And yes, you get that magic boomerang, and that shit goes further, and you just chop the shit. Oh man, I love a boomerang in games. I'll go back to that one more time. Warframe, my Hydroid. That's a boomerang. That is not a gun. That is a boomerang. Anyway,
you should do a boomerang in Monster Hunter. There already is one.
Is there a boomerang in Monster Hunter?
Not that I know of. I know they got that beetle shit. That that insect blade, that insect glaive, whatever. But like I don't think it's a boomerang.
I was gonna say if we do play Monster Hunter, you gotta play with a boomerang.
I mean, they might have one. I haven't actually played Iceborne yet. There might be a boomerang in there. I would love to chop one of them big ass monsters in the head with a boomerang. And then I do it like Link. Hey.
I have a question for Kadawfi, because you played with all the bells and whistles. Did you ever play the game because you got so good just with nothing except like his green outfit, master sword?
You're kind of led to pick up most of the upgrades that Link gets, like the iron shield, mirror shield, the iron shield. You're led to pick those things up. So like, as far as like all the bells and whistles, I mean, there's plenty of times I didn't pick everything up. Like the magic powder, I don't usually get it. You know, I don't usually I knew this playthrough I wasn't going to be as fresh as I usually am, so I picked it up so I could pick up fairies on the way, because you can use those to hit the anti-fairies. If you don't know what the anti-fairies are, they're those red balls that are like in a circle and they spin around the room.
Yeah.
And they chop you and they take your health and your mana.
Oh, that's
So if you hit them with the magic powder, you can turn them into real fairies and heal up or catch them.
oh no shit.
Yep.
Dude, I'll be honest, I was catching bees because once I figured out that you can run into trees and shit'll pop out. Like, just to forewarn people, if you do play Links to the Past, if you head into the village from the south and that first tree that's all by itself, do not run into that. There was a hive and my screen got full up with bees.
You gotta chop them. You gotta chop them.
Dude, like,
chop.
I captured two of them, went back down, and then, like, about got jumped by two of the soldiers down there and released the bees and let them beat them up. And then they came after me, and I just went up a screen, went back down, they was gone.
Now I fucked around in the dungeon earlier and had the dungeon, the third dungeon. What is it? The Death Mountain, where the floor tiles come up at you and chop you.
Yeah,
I released the bee.
Yeah, you can chop those. I didn't know.
Oh yeah,
you can actually block them too, but like that first shield you get is so inky dinky. It's like ain't even like it'll block arrows, but everything else I'm not trying to fuck with.
That
it does
one thing.
Basic attacks.
Yeah.
One thing
if you're not moving,
right? But
it'll block arrows and shit like that.
But when are you not gonna want to chop first?
Now, one thing I did figure out, which I loved and used the entire fucking game, was picking up pots and tossing them at people.
Yep.
That's like my favorite thing to like. Besides the hook shot and the master sword, that is my number one way of killing enemies.
Apparently, that shit hits as hard as the master sword when you chop somebody with a pot.
Like the skeletons, dude. I was sniping skeletons across the screen with them shit. Like you see,
tear their asses up.
All right.
Steve, you said you was really digging. You and I were talking earlier. You said you was really digging the music. What did you guys both think of the music?
So the music to me, I love the intro music. The music where he's running in the rain was like tense and fucking like it felt like you had to be somewhere. Like something was going down and you need to be there.
You felt like you had to hurry up.
Like there was like if you could explore, but it was like a lot. There wasn't nothing explored really. And then it was like you got to get there. And it would stop you and say, "Hey, your uncle's like going to save like the princess. He hadn't come back in a while." But the intro music where it felt real tense, the actual regular music you hear in Light World is so great. Yeah. It is so good.
That Hyrule theme.
And then Dark World, it does sound scary, but boy,
it makes me want to like kill everything on the screen.
Does it has the Doom effect on you?
Yeah, it does. Like I see one of y'all over there. Come here, hiding in the trees.
You thought you could breathe in my presence? I'm gonna stop that real quick.
I was telling Kadawfi earlier that to get in the spirit of Link to the Past, I listened to the soundtrack driving up to his house. Hey, you know what? I ain't gonna lie, I was a white boy in the car, fucking dancing in the car,
rocking out, huh?
Fuck yeah, I was.
That's a lot
to some damn synthesized techno.
Oh yeah,
and that's man, I'm telling you, whoever made that soundtrack knew what to do and got paid for it.
Nintendo really had their music back in the day, like down pat, like fucking Tetris. I was playing Tetris like 2 nights ago, like for the Game Boy, and that shit is just the same song over and over and over and over again, and I never got tired of it.
You can't blame Nintendo for that. That was the Russians.
Or well, yeah,
that was all them.
But still, like them motherfuckers had that shit down.
I like how Tetris became a thing and everybody just accepts it.
Tetris is the shit, man.
They stole it from somebody. The Russians, they stole it from a Russian man. It was like, we'll make it real game.
We'll make it real game.
Fuck you.
Now, towards the end of the game, well, not towards the end of the game, the actual end of the game, I quite enjoyed how they gave us a little wrap up after everything. Like, you know, Ganon's defeated, the evil has been washed away. We find out over being in the Dark World that the reason it's called the Dark World, or it is the Dark World, is because of Ganon, because he took over. And this used to be the Golden Land. You know, this is paradise back in the day. And then once you defeat Ganon, everything goes back to the way it was. And like everything, like your uncle gets brought back to life. You have all these little tidbits of everyone you've met on your adventure. even the thief that's in the woods, like when you're getting
he's still thieving.
he's still thieving, but he's like getting surrounded by some enemies, and it's like, yeah, that's what your ass gets.
He gonna steal them, put them all in his little satchel.
That motherfucker pissed me off.
The motherfucker take your bombs, he take your arrows, take your money. He can't take your sword and your shield though, so he can't have your dignity.
Thank God.
You can't kill his little bitch ass.
Oh, I tried.
Or in a Kakariko village where everybody runs from you. That's kind of my shit. I've always liked that aspect where you go like try to talk to people and they guards help.
Oh yeah, yeah. I know
Straight snitch on you.
I just want to ask, because you guys beat it, did you guys ever feel like there was a steep increase in difficulty, or did it ever feel like you were slapping kids around?
I don't think it was a steep increase in. I mean, from the beginning to the very end, you should be a lot more skilled, and I think the difficulty increased appropriately. Like I don't think it ever was like the only time I ever felt like Legend of Zelda: Link to the Past was overwhelming was when you first get to the Dark World and you see all the crystals you have to go get, like all the say it's like shit. There's that many more dungeons, like, and from there, depending on which dungeon you pick to go to first, you know.
So you can go to any dungeon. You can go to 8.
Well,
No.
not any, but
You can go. You have a couple of different paths you can choose. You don't have like a whole bunch of different paths, but I mean it's up to you to figure them out. So yeah, go try to go to all level 8 from the giddy up. Have a blast.
Is it that bad?
You won't get there. You'll be oh, I need one of these to get this, and because the game will have you go, oh, I need one of these. Where the hell do I get that? And you try to go find some shit. Oh shit, somewhere else to go. Shit, I need one of these to get to that. Shit, and you'll end up back where you belong.
Oh, okay. So it doesn't say that I'm gonna put my hand. I'm not gonna hold your hand, but at the very end of it, they're holding your hand.
Yeah, a little bit. There's a little leash on you.
They want you to go a certain.
That's a better way of saying it. It's like a retractable leash. They let you go the whole way
You go too far.
I mean,
And then at the end, it was yoink.
I mean, the game wants you to experience a story. You know,
What?
like back then it wasn't about like free to do anything and everything. It was like you're gonna play this story, and you can do a couple little things like this, and that. Like go attack the chickens. Go attack the chickens.
I did.
Matt.
I did not get attacked by the chickens. I hit one with a magic hammer and it walked away.
That was all you did.
That's all I did.
Nah, see, you gotta chop the shit out that chicken. You gotta.
Hey, and that was Thor's hammer.
I think
Magic
you hit that
hammer was
motherfucker like fucking like 128 times. So that way the game understood that you know what you're doing.
Understood?
Like that.
Understood?
That's what I said. That way the game understood that you know what you're doing. And by the time you are doing that 128 times, chopping a chicken, what you get coming to you, you deserve.
It's 128 times.
Something like that. That's just the number I threw out there.
Wow.
But it's an ass load of times. You got to really be over there chopping the shit out that chicken. And then all of a sudden,
all the chickens show
chicken
up.
hell.
Chicken used beat up.
Chicken used jump.
Chicken used beat up.
Chicken threw the hat. And all the chickens in the area showed up.
MattMatt, did you ever feel like there was a steep increase in difficulty throughout the game?
Not a steep, like Kadawfi was saying, not a steep difficulty increase. Like the game definitely got harder once you got to the Dark World. Like that was the gloves coming off when you finally got over there. Because like when you get sent to the Dark World for the first time, you're sitting there like, what the fuck? Where the fuck do I fucking go? It's like, cool, I gotta go get all these crystals, like he was saying. And it's like you have all these enemies out here. Like the way the Light World was, it was okay. You have these soldiers, and then you have these enemies, and then you have these enemies, and then you have these enemies. Right? Once you get to the Dark World, it's like, oh, you got like 8 new guys you got to get past to get off this fucking mountain.
Oh yeah, there's the monkey with the bombs.
There's the pigs,
the pig guys. There's there's all kinds of shit. There's all manner of shit, things that you don't even realize are here to fuck you up. because it's all different looking. And then there's Kiki. Kiki's real cool.
I just like how the monkey, and I'm guessing the light world in the tutorial, if you pay him rupees, he'll stick with you for a little bit
That's
until you get.
That's
until
the
you get
dark
hit.
world.
Oh, is
Yeah.
it dark world?
That's
Okay,
the
my
dark
bad.
Hey, if you get hit, he's gone.
That's the same dungeon as the first dungeon, the Eastern Palace.
Mhm.
From the light world, it's the same place in the dark world.
Which Swamp Palace is the same way.
Yeah.
Because you have to go to there. You have to go to the Swamp Palace, release the gates, and then go back to the Dark World. I had a lot of fun with this game. Like, seriously. I had a truly good time with it.
Was it pretty cool?
It was, in fact,
Pretty cool.
pretty cool.
It was an awesome game. I've always loved this game in particular. I told Steve earlier I have a Legend of Zelda tier list, and before anybody jumps my ass about it, I'm gonna get my ass jumped anyway. I have not played past Twilight Princess. I have personally not played a Zelda game after Twilight Princess.
Mm-hmm.
Now, and I've also not played. Boy, I'm about to get it today.
Mm-hmm.
I've also not played any handheld Zelda game. So for me, my Zelda tier list, my number one favorite is Twilight Princess. Number 2 is Majora's Mask. And number 3 is Link to the Past. Those are my favorite ones.
Maybe we'll have to visit Twilight Princess sometime. I've been looking at it, but I'm not, like, again, Nintendo doesn't lower the prices on games. I'm not paying $50 for it.
It's a good game. Worth it.
How I did my research, I would probably pick Twilight Princess because of how linear, like, you can still explore, but there's always a hand holding you, and I'm mostly that kind of guy with a fucking video game.
Yeah.
As long as I know there's like something there, I'll go to the places until I feel like, let's go over there.
I would love to like just throw Majora's Mask at y'all and go here, have a good time. But it ain't fair unless you get to play Ocarina of Time first. Like Ocarina is a much bigger, longer game, but technically Majora's Mask is a longer game.
Isn't Majora's Mask on a time limit?
Yeah.
Okay.
But not really. But not really.
It's probably easier if you played the other one first.
I say it's easier because Ocarina of Time introduces mechanics that we still use today. The Z targeting, where like essentially it's your not your aim bot, but what your lock on.
Yeah.
Your lock on for
your aim bot.
It's essentially that. Moving the way you can use verticality and directional combat. It's a lot better than just having like the 4 different directions or the 8 different, like you have all the directions that you can attack in except for like directly up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I mean, it introduced a lot into action adventure games that you still even see like in Dark Souls. The way some of the magic works and shit, which is like I think the way it works in Elden Ring right now, where you have the magic bar. And your character has like these big, overwhelming magic attacks, be like Din's fire and shit, or like the big attacks that you have in Link to the Past, the ones you get from the big slabs, when you got to read the big book, the big Bible.
Oh yeah, the translations.
The translations, when you get the big energy attacks from that, you get like a lightning one, like a bomb one, like
the medallions.
Yeah, you're thinking the medallions. I was about to ask, which one is your guys' favorite? Because the ether medallion is straight up a lightning strike on, and anybody who's on the screen is pretty much dead. I'm guessing if it's like the boss, he probably take a lot of damage, but he won't die.
Yeah.
The Quake medallion, Quake medallion is pretty much self-explanatory. It's an earthquake, and then the Bombos medallion is a fire wave.
That's the one. That's the one you want.
I don't know, man. That lightning strike sounds pretty damn
It's cool.
good.
It's pretty cool.
I'll say I want to do this. I want to have the magic hammer and then have the ether medallion. Because dude, that's Thor. That magic hammer is like, as soon as I got it, I was like, I'm Thor.
But he's not.
I'm worthy.
He's not swinging it like Thor. He's just fucking boom,
boom, boom. He's playing what's the shit called? Whack-a-mole. He's playing whack-a-mole.
Yeah.
Paper Mario has the same shit.
like later in the dungeons in the dark world when you get to like those things that have little faces and you
Yeah, the
can't walk
whack-a-moles.
across.
Yeah.
You just flatten them like they don't have lives, like they don't fucking matter.
They don't pay taxes.
No.
I don't care.
No, that's when you got the magic hammer, because I was in a spot where it was like it was showing it and they were just going up and down, and I was like, how the fuck do you get past this shit? And all of a sudden you get the magic hammer. Boom.
Oh shit!
Boom.
Oh shit!
Boom.
They weren't even hurting you; they were just in the way.
They smiled at me like that fucking.
I like that boss too from that dungeon with the magic hammer.
Oh, the big one with the mask and everything.
Yeah, that it's like
The
a scorpion
salamander.
or some shit. It's like a scorpion monster with a metal mask.
I remember that one. Matt and me played that. Matt used the magic hammer the whole time. Smash the mask.
Oh, I just beat the shit out of. Like, no, you have to break his mask and then shoot him in the face with arrows, and that's one that pissed me off.
Did you? I got the power glove. Did anybody get the Titan mitts?
Yeah, the game gives it to you.
Yeah, you got to get the Titan to pick up the black rocks.
It's how you get to the blind thief fight.
It's also how you get the cape, the cape of amazingness,
The Cape of Amazingness.
the illusion cape, the cape of illusion.
So I gotta ask a question: is rupees really expensive, or are they really a fucking like cheap? Like, what is their monetary value?
I mean,
I don't know.
Because like everybody wants a lot of them, but you don't get a lot of them.
here, a magical jar cost 100 fucking rupees. Now, this ain't just your old state of the art glass.
It's a magic jar.
This is a magic jar that you can keep fairies and bees and all kinds of shit in, and nobody dies.
I think a bottle should be all right with a.
But you'll take all the air out.
Yeah, but if you poke holes on the top.
Well, then they get out.
The bag of winds.
But if it's like just a little hole, like a few holes.
Look here, you're fucking with magical creatures. You can't negotiate. You put
Okay,
them
the bees. How about the bees?
Those are magic bees.
Shit. All right, fucking continue on.
There's a good bee.
No, it's a golden bee.
It's a good bee. The good bee won't attack you.
The golden bee will attack people and then come back for you. You can keep them things.
You have yourself a little Pokemon, huh?
Go, golden bee.
Bzzz.
Hey, he has a poison sting, right?
Beedrill?
No. I'm just saying the bee would
Oh.
have poison sting
Like twin needle.
or needle shot.
Twin
No,
needle.
you wouldn't get needle shot.
Okay. So, final thoughts.
Final thoughts with Liquid Gold, Steve.
No. That's it. That's my final thought.
Link to the Past. I wish I would have finished it. I'm probably still going to finish it whenever Nintendo. This is another thing. MattMatt already harped on it. When you lower the Switch's price,
That's
I don't want the mini or the light one that you can't put on your TV. I want the actual Switch. Why just get a handheld?
Well, then go buy it, Steve.
No.
All right.
But yeah, I'm gonna finish it. The music was fucking awesome. Like Chef's Kiss, like amazing. That mother made his money hand over fist. That man made his money.
Hand over fist.
And I have a question. One last question. And this is my final thought.
Question to ask them all.
What's your best Zelda game and your worst Zelda game? You already said your best, Kadawfi.
I catch some hate for this one. I wasn't a big fan of the Phantom tracks.
Right.
It's one that I didn't want to play. It looked whack as shit. Everybody says it's awesome, but it looked whack. It looks super whack. It's another handheld one. Just looks whack.
What was it on, like DS or?
One of them.
Oh,
Most
okay.
likely the DS. Most likely the DS. Because it was the DS because you had to draw the tracks or some shit. I don't care. I
Whack.
don't give a damn.
Whack. Matt.
I don't have many Zelda games that I played. I like Link to the Past. Breath of the Wild is really fucking cool. If I'm gonna be honest here, it's probably gonna be the originals because I have no fucking clue what's going on in those games. The second one in particular, because the second one is a side scroller.
Yeah, but it's more of an RPG than the first one.
Yeah, but it's weird. Anyway,
Weird. Weird.
I got mine out. Game's cool.
Pretty cool.
It's pretty cool. I enjoyed it very much. I do want to play Link's Awakening to see where we continue on from that. And yeah, I'm gonna beat Breath of the Wild and probably Tears of the Kingdom once it goes down in price also, because I don't want to pay $70. Fuck that.
I've always had a good fascination with Legend of Zelda. I used to actually talk a lot of shit to people about Link and about how awesome he was. I used to say crazy, wild shit. Like, man, the reason why games with swords, if you play any video game right now with a good ass swordsman in the game, motherfucking, you gotta thank Link for that shit. I was saying shit like that back when they put Link on Soul Calibur on GameCube. Tell you what, besides playing with Taki and Talim, if I picked up fucking Link, you better run. You better, because I'm only using the fairy sword. You better fucking run. I do love Legend of Zelda. Kick-ass series. Link to the Past, again, one of my top 3 favorites. I look forward to them coming out with more and more. I hear Tears of the Kingdom is supposed to be the shit. Maybe I'll get off my ass and buy a Switch and try out one of these new Legend of Zeldas. Until then, thanks, Nintendo.
Thanks for stopping by. That has been our episode on A Link to the Past and our gripes with Nintendo in general. This has been real fun. Leave a comment on your favorite Nintendo game, and maybe you'll get read on the show. I've been MattMatt.
I've been Liquid Gold Steve.
And I've been Kadawfi Crush. You stay classy. And thanks for stopping by.
Check us out on social media. We're on anywhere that streams podcasts. We have a Instagram. We have a Facebook. Just like, follow, subscribe. We're a small little something, and we want to be a little big something. So yeah. Now, the best way to spread a podcast is by word of mouth. Now, what you're going to do is you're going to go out and you're going to strap someone to a chair, put some headphones in their ears, and play one of our episodes for them. Now, they may ask you to stop, but don't do it.
Just laugh at their pain.
Just laugh at their pain.
And don't listen to their critiques, because we're fucking awesome. We've been the Fighting Couch Potatoes!
Was that bad?